Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to learn one of the most important concepts in Golang, which is the function. If you want to become a real backend developer or build a real life system using Golang, you must understand the function deeply, not just only the syntax, but you have to know how and why we use them. By end of this video, let's say this is gonna be the functions in deep. By end of this video you will understand what the function are, how to define the function, how to pass a parameter, how to return the value from the function, how multiple returns value works, and why functions are critical in real world. Let us start by defining what is the function. Function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. You can think of the function as a function which you give it an input, it processes something, then it will give you output. So why we need a function? We need a function instead of writing the same logic again and again. We write it once inside the function, then reuse it everywhere. This is why we want to create a function at the first place. The simplest syntax for function is looks like this. That starts with the keyword func, which tells the compiler it's the function, and it's gonna be the name. It will be the name. Then the parameter body, it will be the parameter body. We will discuss about what's the parameter and how to pass a parameter in deep in this video. Also this is gonna be the function body. Let us see this in the action. This is the previous code, previous video code. Let us remove it. Then let us define the function. To define the function, we have to use the keyword func, then the name of the function, then the parameter body. It's gonna be a lot of parameters in the future, but the simplest function call is the simplest defining of the function looks like this. Okay, the first thing to do is, let's say fmt println, let's say hello. This is gonna be the function. We can write this logic right here, but let's say this is gonna be a large process or a large logic, and we want this logic to be reused in a lot of function or in a lot of place. In that case, we don't have to create that logic again and again, because when we create the function everywhere or the logic everywhere, it will be messy and it will be difficult to reuse, also to debug it. If the function crashes at some place, we have to change everywhere. We have to fix the logic everywhere. To call the function in Golang, we have to use the name. We have to use the name, then the parameter body. If we have a parameter, we will pass a parameter right here, but currently we don't have a parameter, so we will call it as it is. So let us try. Go run main.go. It will print hello to the terminal. This is how the simple functions work in Golang. Let us discuss about the parameter right here. Parameter is something we want to pass to the function. Let's say this function executes a logic. It needs some input. Maybe it needs some input. To satisfy that input, we will pass the parameter right here. Let's say name string. To pass the parameter, we use to declare a parameter the name of the parameter, then the type of the parameter. We can also add the age right here. Its type will be integer. we've discussed about what is the type, how to set a variable in Golang. So it's will not going to be a new thing for you, I think. Let's say hello, then the name of the input or the name, and let's say your age is age. When we have a parameter right here, we have to pass the parameter. When we call the function, we have to pass a parameter. To pass a parameter, let's say the name will be Azu, then the age gonna be 30. Let us run this. Go run main.go. It will print hello Azu, your age is 30. This is how we send the parameter to a function. Also, we can also have similar functions, but we don't have to add a type everywhere. Let's say I have first name and last name string. That means we don't have to tell the parameter everywhere. Let's say it's a string and last name string. In short, we can do like this. This means the first name and the last name their type going to be a string. Also the age going to be integer. So we can use first name. Let's say first name, then last name, then age. This is how we can pass multiple values to the function. This is how it works. So this is how the functions parameter works. Also we can have a return value. We can have a return value that's string. Let's say the result of this operation, or let's say the greeting operation, returns a string. That means we can get the processed output after sending the parameters to the function. We can get the processed value. Let's say full name or profile. Let's say it's a profile. Then let us make it as printf. As you can see, to concatenate a string, we can use as printf in Golang. So this is how we concatenate a string and integers to output it as a string. Let's say profile. Let's say it's a profile. Then let's say hello. It will return. Let's say first name, a string, then last name gonna be a string, and age going to be a string. This means the first name goes to the first value. The first name goes to this value. It will replace this s right here, then last name, then age. This is similar to printf. It's similar to printf. We've used printf in the previous videos, but we can use as a printf value. So it will return profile. This means this function will accept first name and last name and age. Then it's processed something, like maybe it checking from the database or doing some operation. Then it will return the profile detail for the main function. After that, we can print the value right here, the return value, profile. Let's say profile. Then we can run it using As you can see, it will print first name, last name. Then there was mismatch, first name, last name. Also there is a mismatch, it's digits, so we have to convert it like this. Now as you can see, we can print a first name, last name, also the age. Golang also has a multiple return. Also Golang can return not one value, it can return multiple values. Let's say processed, it will be true or false value. Let's say if first name is empty, let's say if the first name is empty, then it will return empty string and false, else it will return true. This is how the multiple returns works. If the value of the first name is empty, then it will return false and return empty string. But if the first name is provided, it will return the value of the string, also the profile, also the processed value true. That means we can pass processed, also profile picture, profile also processed. If not processed, let's say log.fatal. Let us see it in action. Go run, go. As you can see, it prints first name, last name, and age. Let's say we send empty result, empty string. If we run it, it will quit the program by saying empty first name. Mostly we do like we return error. We will see when we discuss about error handling. Most programming Golang, it's looked like a convention. At the end we will return error. Okay, now we know how the function works. Let us have a function example using a function. Let us remove this and remove everything from here. Let us develop a calculator. Let's say a calculator function add. We want something function that can add a and b. It's gonna be a float point. We can say float 64 or float 32. The return value is gonna be float 64. Then that means it's gonna accept the float 64 values to float 64 values and expect return float 64 value. That means it's missing return. That means we have to return. If we declare this return value, always we have to return the value. We can say return a plus b. Also we can add a function for subtract a and b, and let's say float 64 and expect the return float 64. Let's return this return ab minus, I don't know why did I say ab, but ab minus b. Let us have the last function, which is a multiplication function. Subtract multiplication. Let's say it's a multiplication. Let's say a and b less than string, not string, float 64, and expected response gonna be float 64. Let's return a multiplied by b. This is the function declaration for addition, subtraction, and multiplication. But also let us have simple fun right here. Let us have division, another one division, let's say a and b, which is float 64, and expect a return. Let's say we expect the return float 64, also error, let's say error. Okay, let's say if b is equals to 0, return 0 and error fmt error. If we can declare error like this, invalid input, we can say invalid input right here. Then if the value of the b is not 0, other than 0, we can return a divided by b and nil is the pointer. But we will discuss about what is the null value in Golang called nil, which is empty value. It describes the empty value. Okay, let us accept 3 arguments from the terminal. Let's say a and b and operation. Let's say operation. Then we can use the os command to get arguments from the terminal. Let's say we want the first argument to be the a value, and os argues the second value to be the b value, also os the last value to be the operation, the type of operation value. Let's say switch op, let us use switch. Then case, we've seen how the control flow works, so we can use it like this. If the operation is let's say addition, let's say if the operation is addition, we can use a times b, but the argument going to be a string. We have to convert the string into the integer. The problem is we have to convert this string to integer. To convert the string to integer, we can use str library. Library, which can convert ASCII to integer. ASCII to integer, or ASCII parse float. We can use since we need a floating point, we can use parse float. Also the bit size, we can also give it a bit size. We can say a, and the bit size is 64. Let's say we needed 64, so it's going to be 64 bit. It returns two value. The first one is the float 64. If the value of the given this a value is not a string, it will return error. So we can accept this is the method. We will discuss about the method, but it is a function inside this strconf or in this package. So this function returns the floating point and error, like this function, similar to this function. It will return float 64 and error. So we have to handle the error also here. Let's say a value and error. If error is not nil, log.fatal, or let's say log fatal error. If the given value is not if this value is not floating point, it's gonna be error. So we will halt or stop the program right here, similar to the b value. let me copy this and paste it right here, and let's say it is b value. After this, later call the function add. Let's call fmt, then println. In here we can call the function. Also we can call function in function, so we can call add value, then av and bb. What this program going to do, let me change this to b. What this program going to do, it's gonna accept the 3 arguments from terminal, a, b, and operation, then check if the operation is plus. If the operation is addition, then it will check gets and parse the string. Since the argument returns a string, we have to convert it to a floating point. We have to parse it or convert it to a string. Then we will check if the given value is the a value is a string or a floating point or not. If the given value is not floating point, it will break the addition operation. If not, it will also check the b value, then it will call the function inside the function. That means the return value of this going to be float 64. So we perform this. Let me move this to here. Let's say x, then we can print x right here, or also we can move this into right here, since it will return only the one value, which is string value. Okay, let me copy this also. Let's say it's subtraction, then I think subtraction, yeah. Let me copy this again. Let us do a multiplication. If the operation is x, we will be multiply that value. Also, lastly, let me print this. Let's say division. Let us use division, or d for the division. Then in this case it will accept division. Okay, since it's the division, it returns two values. So but in the left side we have only one variable, so we have to assign two variable, which is error. The first value going to be x, and the second value gonna be error. We have always have to check error if there is error. If error is not nil, we have to stop the code right here, or panic or fatal error. If the error is nil, or if there is no error, it will print the value right here. Let us check the code again. There is a multiplication. I thought we had a multiplication. Let me change this to here. Okay, after this we have those three functions. There's four functions. We have those four functions, and we accept three arguments from terminal. Then we switch between the operations. Then we will perform some task right here. This is how the calculator works. Let us try to do some run main.go. Let's say the first values, this is gonna be the first value. Let's say the second value, and the operation, let's say subtraction. This means it will subtract the second value from the first value. The result will be like this. I think it's right. Let me do 5 and 4 3 or something. it will be simple to subtract. So let's say the subtraction. Let's do the division. Let us do the division. It will return the result back to us like this. But if we have 0 right here, the program will print invalid input, which is this is the invalid input error, so it will print the error and halt the program. This is how the function work in Golang. So to check our goal is met or not, firstly we understood what the function is, how to define the function, pass the parameter, return the value checked. Also use the multiple returners. We've checked how to we've seen how to return multiple values. So it's all for today. In the next video we will see about the array and slice in Golang. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you then. Bye.